Good morning. How's it going, everybody? We're just at 5 minutes, which is good enough. I went over there to watch one of somebody's videos, right? Dude, it was like waiting for 20 minutes. I'm like, who wants to watch an ad 20 minutes long? Like, what the? So everything was fine yesterday with the lighting. So obviously, we're not going to give them strength. But if the lighting's something, that's because they're in here. So Curimio, love my brother. He let me know that Instagram security team hacked his account and deleted everything. I guarantee the same idiots, especially the ones, these Chinese mother suckers. Now, it's not all the Chinese people. It's this goddamn fake government, just like this one over here. They allow it. What, there's 53 to 58 illegal police stations all around the world, laptops and everything else. That shows you that they're no good. But see, people have a hard time believing in this. That's like our Pelicans running around the military and some goofy Negroes who join the police force and even go against their own because they're too dumb to know better, right? Who sit there and they don't pay attention to what's going on, but they believe they're doing the right thing. They're pathetic. They're not apathetic. They don't care empathy, whatever. Now, I know I always say the Ashkenazis that messed up everything, if we want to believe from the 3rd to 6th century, okay, from the readings, it doesn't matter from when, that messed up everything, are too stupid to know what they're doing. First of all, they were original cannibals, bloodletters, and everything else. If you want to call them a Jew, they're the true Jews, because that's not even a real identity or language. It's a made-up identity. I've been saying that for a long time. But we have Negroes out here. We got their little religious camps and everything else. Even though I like Pastor Dow, I would love to correct him. I know he's not going to come over and watch it because he's caught up in his fringes and being sir all damn time, the military establishment or ideology to which he runs everything. But I still like what he's doing because we don't have to do none of that to create our own place. But you people are too hard-headed. The Mormons did it. Got people running around looking like the Shiki, reversal of the Shikis with head bonnets and everything else. Religious groups got their things. King Ahaya, which Beth, they don't even know what they're doing, running around because he probably ran a lot of money or he had a good business mind. And yet here we are. We could come together and we could do some incredible things, and y'all choose to be lamentation and lazy. I can't figure out for the better of me. I really can't. Pastor Dow's got pale skins, all kind of people, and I have no problem with that. But the first thing that we need to find stability. And the issue is our people don't have stability. They refuse to come together on a mutual ground. Let me tell you something about, I knew this guy who was a federal agent. Old, 70-something years old, was one of the ones, the Fed, helped bring on the Black Panther Party. He always felt like he was the dumbest and stupidest thing he ever done in his life. That's who did it. And you stayed there. I remember saying this to him over in New Jersey. And he says, you know what? I always wanted to act like it was some kind of fear or reprisal of what I did. Now everybody knows what I've done in my life. And he's like, man, and I said, see, we always want to wait until it's too late to circumvent and navigate, because we have feds right now within the fake indigenous communities running around, creating mayhem and this, and they don't even know what they're doing. If they're permitted and allowed to live long enough, they'll look back and go, what the fuck did I do? But see, even with that knowledge, they still won't even look at it, because the permission of living a certain way instead of dealing with the reality of the situation and being able to look at how things should be dealt with, it's a whole different, dialect. Who's all up here? I didn't see nobody yet. Oh, hey, what's going on? Go ahead, Rondo, Ganja, Snoo, Mikey, DJ. What's cracking, family? I hope you stay on here because I know we're having a problem with that service over there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I love all my peoples, man. I know I go hard. I have to chastise. I chastise myself. If you think I don't chastise myself right now, what is that, a hair hanging on my eyelash or is that on my hat? There, you is crazy. That's one of your hairs, man. Yo, bro, I let you go outside and you roll around and everything. Man, come on, cuz. Right, anyway. Bumblebee. Anyway, the stuff is not good, man. And I don't like talking about government. I don't give a flying floozy. The issue at hand is what they want to usher in and what purpose and why. Now, I always say, if y'all don't get it and pick up and start doing what needs to be done, well, if they come to me, because I'm talented and skilled in many things, Yeah, I'll crack the whip on your ass. And you'll be going, but when you was on YouTube Live and I was shut up. Now don't go thinking that. No. Trump is our hero and oh, bless the white Jesus. And oh, the most fabulous thing ever made was the slice of white bread. No, I will Uncle Ruckus your ass. Because I've given you a chance. And y'all keep being intermittently foolish and staying pragmatic in the world that you believe you created. Man, if you don't leave that alone, man, I'm going to squabble you. Do you hear me? You just sniff. What you gonna mess with that for? You understand me? You think he's in battle? He's out having a good time. Anywho, right? Yeah, I will. No. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Ruckus. No relations. Hey, look, man. I'm not playing. I'm gonna read a little bit, but I just want to come off with that. You got this world that's going on, and you think about look at all the equipment around the world. You're aware that we had it first. Now, isn't it funny how our military helmets look like the ancient German helmets? Yet nobody wants to learn about the ancient of the helmets of the Tartary. See, when you start getting into this subtlety, when you start getting into these truths, things will start being, you'll start seeing things and they'll stand out. We already learned about the swastika. The rebel flag is ours, always has been. There's even paintings of autochthonous people with the red and white stripes going down, as it should be the flag of peace by the Republic, not the flag of the dragon, which was fighting the dragons and those foreign things, which was a great war to which most people don't know nothing about. ABTR, salute. And this is what I'm saying. And I've been talking about this stuff for so long that I'm not going to put it all out there. I like to see what people find and see what they come back with. You see what I'm saying? Because I know that you're still going to be on those platforms. It's fine, but they're not the first of anything. And everything they're doing is rhetoric. It's not about the coming together. And when it is about the coming together, it's about old things. White party, cold party, this, that, come have drinks, this, that, come up so we can yell on the stage and all that. That's not going to get nothing done. Then when you say people who have land, who want to work the land, and you invite people, when our people sit there and they succumb and they go, that tells you that there's a bigger problem. That's right. There's people who got land and want people to come and work it. That means build on it. You have a new home and everything. Do you know on a small little acre cul-de-sac how many homes you can put on that? Or 2 acres, let's say that. You can put several homes on a 2 acre. If somebody's got 40 or 60 acres or 27 acres, you know how many families you're going to have there? 50, easily. With working stores and everything else. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all have no clue how anything works. And yet you stay right where you at in the lies of history, the lies of degradation and in society and the dredge in those concentration camps. And some people will say, well, if we build it up, all they're going to do. Why would you give people any kind of energy like that? Y'all don't get it. And yet you will still stay pragmatic and hold yourself to this little place over here. Somebody said, well, you have problems. I get Gmails. Somebody said, would you have a problem with pale skin who think he's native? I mean, you can be native all you want. You're natively born here, you're cool. But you're not autochthonous. Unless you show me a birth certificate where yours and your mammy and your pappy said black and Negro on it. And then you get a pot. Because see, most of the people on the Trail of Tears, when they left on the Trail of Tears, they were supposed to be able to keep their identity. That's not the case. They became colored. The ones that stayed and fought on that part, not moving to Indian country, because that's a lie. They held their identity, but that was the fake people who lived around them who took on our identities. Now, my great-great-great-great-grandma, Lily Hooten and James Henry Wooten, all right, which I give this name to, the first name and branch, they were Chickasaw, the Choctaw, or Chata, whatever you want to call it. And people have a hard time dealing with this reality. And they went back up north. They got the hell up out of Oklahoma. And they said, fuck this, and went back over to the East Coast. But they went up north. And that's when my great-great-great-grandpa was murdered in Harlem, shot in the head. Big motherfucker. He just whooped everybody's ass and just all the time. Just came out of a nightclub and they shot him in the back of the head. Murdered him. My great-great-grandpa, drunk himself to death because he was so pissed off at everything that was going on. I believe he was in Jersey. And my father, Vietnam, my grandpa, he was a bruiser. I don't say too much about him. They were all fighters. My father, Vietnam, Rikers Island, shooting up cocaine. He was just in dismay. He couldn't believe the shit that happened. Fought my Uncle Gary and all of them, and he was done. He was killing his act up when he fighting Van Long, somebody used to help rob banks with, and caught a blood clot. And I was on my way back to Chicago, I guess, and we were sitting at the bus stop in Montclair, heading down Newark. I was, and he was taking it with me to visit some relatives, and he had a seizure. Reggie Lee, my uncle, one who's in Denver, Colorado, a Vietnam vet, rode by in his Dodge 3-speed, and saw everything going on and ran over and he assisted, and we got him in there, and I had to go back to see. So that's my father's side. A very violent history from all where they came from. Great fighters and warriors. Now my mom's side, great grandma Margaret Maggie Klein, so-called Cherokee, we hate that word, Anahilia and Dutch, and her husband, my great grandfather. So I know young man, Henry Lucifer Schaus, Anahilia and Dutch. All that land, the children in the Carolinas would forego. Much family down in Louisiana, Mississippi, the Bayou. Y'all know that's a great story. A whole lot of killing folks and everything else. Both of my sides of my family were fighters. I killed a whole lot of folks, especially them Peckerwood, and some old traitorous ass niggas. I think history and genealogy is important, and I can go back beyond them. But I stopped right there with them fifth great grandparents, if you look at me. But they're four times, put away, all away. And then my great uncles and my great grandmas and all them big mama and the other ones who passed away in the 70s and stuff like that. It's good to know this. And it's fortunate for those who don't. But you need to know that wars created a lot of things. And not everybody is to be put down, because some people who believe they were orphans, this and another, their relatives were great people, warriors. They died fighting. And you were orphaned. And you don't know the truth of your story because these goddamn Ashkenaz and these sellout niggas and a few other people have recreated a history for you. They're giving you fucktards like Alex Haley and Jesse Jackson, Messy Jackson, and all them other motherfuckers. And that's the history you go with now until you come around and you realize they're liars. And you don't need to pay no attention to no TJ Kirk Franklins and all these other motherfuckers. You start realizing your truth. The names are there. You just got to dig hard. And if you can't, you still accept it in the tribe. Some people have a hard time when they look upon my face. They go, oh, shit. Maybe you are. Yeah, of the Republic, motherfucker. I'm not no goddamn United States citizen. I'm orthodox. The Republic, which I stand for. What the fuck is a patriot? I'm a real one. I'm a last of a dying bloodline. We ain't going no fucking way. And I know you have a hard time dealing with this. And I know you have a hard time dealing with this. But the truth is the truth, regardless of how it might look, stank. Sometimes you got to smack it up and flip it around. You got to choke it from the back and shit like that. You got to take the truth sometimes. You got to mess and finagle. You got to mess with it, finagle with it a little bit. Let's go ahead and get a little read in. Let's go a little bit this morning. Just wet your whistle. Just wet your whistle a little bit. Okay. I stay reading I Ching and Confucius. George Jones, An Original History of Ancient America. Just going to read a paragraph or two. That's what we're going to do. The sun, for example, Apollo. That's right, the sun, Apollo. Morning star, Lucifer, Boaz, Jesus. I don't care how you want, what name you want to spit, Nimrod, Gilgamesh. I don't care what name you want to put on it. As the eye of heaven was worshipped by the Canaanites, Sidonians, and Tyrians, and Carthaginians as their protective god, it never left the great Phoenician family from the time of Canaan the curse. Now, Paul Cook had this, I guess this guy who's a Swede or whatever you want to call himself, Norwegian, whatever, talking about the grandson of Noah, to the destruction of Carthage by the Romans, a period of near 2,000 years. It's made up ass history, but we're going to keep reading. The chief games are public festivals of the Tyrians. See, if you believe all that, then you have to dispute and put away, listen to me, you have to dispute and put away all of that autarky. Trust me on this. They have created, why do you think they make movies in Hollywood? They're the greatest storytellers and rewriters and whitewashers of history. But who led them and guided them? And people just giving likes and taking likes away. Yo, stay your ass away from here, man. Just get off. Just go somewhere. Get your ass out of here. I don't want your like. You can't leave it up there. Get out of here with your monkey self. I got a video I'm going to share a little later. It's pretty funny. Anyway, I don't give a damn about one worthless motherfucker. Anyway, a period of near 2,000 years. The chief games or republic festivals of the Tyrians were the Herculean. For example, those dedicated to Hercules or Apollo. One and the same. Are y'all getting it? The sun, Nimrod, Gilgamesh, Jesus? Oh, maybe it's one of you Jesus-loving motherfuckers. Yeah, your fake ass Jesus. Compared to the real ones, there's about 1 million of them motherfuckers. Jesus, or whatever you want to call them. You will take your leg and stuck up your ass. Anyway, in order to personify the strength of the power of their god of fire. Of fucking fire. Listen to me, guys. You know, I want to walk a little easy. We're going to read just one more paragraph, well, the rest of it, and it's a little bit. Just pay attention and hold on to your horses. Apollo in the mythology of the ancients had many attributes, but the chief was that of being regarded as the symbol of the sun, and as such, was worshipped by the Tyrians and had been from remote antiquity, and even down to so late a period as the 3rd century or our own era. Our own era? What? For in 218 AD, a priest of the sun officiating at Emesa in Phoenicia, though a youth, was elevated to the imperial dignity at Rome in the person of Elagabalus. Check it out. And who, upon his arrival the following year in the Italian capital, endeavored to establish the absolute worship of the sun as practiced in Phoenicia. Check this out. In this he succeeded, but in the 4th year of his reign he was assassinated when the Romans returned to the adoration of their Jupiter, their god Jupiter. The sun was also the chief worship at Palmyra, and upon the conquest and captivity of the heroic Zenobia by the Emperor Aurelian in 272 AD, woo, going backwards like a mug, the conqueror introduced the worship of Apollo at Rome, but not as Elagabalus, to the exclusion of Jupiter as the chief deity. These motherfuckers, look, y'all, man. What would make anybody want to have all these different gods to worship when they have nothing to do with nothing, but everything to do with something? I always say staying on the path of Anunnaki is always the truest way. All right? When I was talking about the God gene, and then that which caps and manipulates is something that's put in you at birth to bind and hide you from your truth. That means to obstruct you from whatever your did that really fall? Your DNA. Okay? And I know people, I know it's a hard one to grasp, people. I know. And even for me, I'm gonna sit there and say that. Now it's no great I am. But even for it is hard for me to even grasp some of that stuff. Okay? We're going to get a little Arthur Kessler, the 13th tribe. Oh, they are Jews. It's their identity. They made that shit. Okay? And I have this issue with a lot of our people. Some people came over carrying me on. Love y'all. I respect all the new followers. Religion is not our shit. It's a lifestyle. Lifestyle. I know some of y'all can acclimate in your smallest of thought, but the religion, if it's a lifestyle, well, no, religion is a creation. It's a usurped ideology, a narrative of new, created. All right. How do I say it? With despairing resemblance to those things of old and ancient that aren't old and ancient. Is to cause conflict, conflagration, destruction, to divide. A time when a period when we were all united to fight against one common enemy. And here we are. Our people walked away. They fell. They fought a great enemy. They didn't fail as you may think, but they were allowed and permitted because of the great war that these things had to go and regroup. Well, they're coming back. And now all our people are running around all in a bottomless pit of stupidity. And y'all ever watch them videos, real videos of Ukrainian and Russian war, supposedly? And some of the other things going on? It's like a bunch of idiots running around killing each other. Just idiots. And I don't think you get it. China don't want nobody saying, talking about their sovereignty. When they become sovereign? When it's stolen identity? Because they're Gog and Magog? They're part of God, Magog, they're God. Y'all don't get it. You really don't. And yet you still run around in your little fiction world because it's hard to break free of the camps, narratives, and ideologies. I'm not saying don't practice. I'm saying be white in your purity. Be righteous in your identity and live accordingly. I know that's kind of hard to accept. And if you have to utilize the religion to get back to the source, be mindful and pay attention to those you want to call elder or chiefs and everything else. Because sometimes we know a little something. I know it's baby steps, but we're at a very, very droughful time. That means dry season. And nobody's coming to help us as we help the world. We must do for self. We have to. That means going out and making babies, but being responsible enough to take care of them with the brothers in hand to say, hey, look, brother, I got 2 more babies coming away. I need some work. What you got? Oh, I need to go out. We need to hunt. Whatever needs to happen. I need to grow some things. Get in the backyard, start putting some 2x4s together and start drilling some holes and some bolts and start putting up some plastic sheets and build you a greenhouse. Make sure it's humid. Get you some hanging geraniums and start growing you some yams and some cauliflower and kale and all that other stuff. Do not eat kale raw, y'all. Do not do that, please. You steam it, you poach it, all right? But anyway, get you a chicken coop. They're not hard to make. I built like one that can hold 20 chickens before I left the resin. My boy that made it where he holds 100. It's not complicated. So let's get into Arthur Koestler, the 13th tribe. I'm going to read just a little bit of this because I got to come back later in about 2 hours and read the Republic. Yeah, I already had my breakfast. Let me share it with y'all. I had frozen coconut puree, coconut pieces. Noisy this morning. About half a cup of blueberries, half a cup of strawberries. What you call it? Seeds. Anyway, I didn't put that in, so I got to say it. 1 ganale. Frozen. I put it in the freezer last night, so it was solid. Distilled water, a little bit of lime juice, just a squirt, not even about 1/10 of a teaspoon. Okay. No oatmeal. I should have put some in there. Been a little solid, and that was it. Blended it up. It took about 15 minutes to get it blended the way it needed to be blended, and it was delicioso. Oh, and I put spinach in there. Frozen spinach that I froze. So let's go ahead and get into this. How did this twin phenomenon, diversity in somatic features and conformity to the host nation, come about? Well, the geneticist's obvious answer is through miscegenation. I can't even make that word up. Miscegenation. It doesn't even make sense. Anyway, combined with selective pressures. I was this morning, and I think somebody was talking to me. I was actually practicing my Vietnamese. So I'm not going to start. So anyway, So that's why combined with selective pressures. Pay attention. This writes, I think I was talking about, DJ. Anyway, this writes Fishberg is indeed the crucial point in the anthropology of the Jews. Are they of pure race, modified more or less by environmental influences, or are they a religious sect composed of racial elements acquired by proselytism and intermarriage during their migration in various parts of the world? And he leaves his readers in no doubt about the answer. Now, beginning with biblical evidence and traditions, it appears that even in the beginning of the formation of the tribe of Israel, they were already composed of various racial elements. We find in Asia Minor, Syria, and Palestine, at that time, many races, the Amorites, who were blondes, freaking dolichophilic, and tall. The Hittites, a dark complexion race, probably of Mongoloid type, and the Cushites, a Negroid race, and many others. With all these, the ancient Hebrews intermarried, as can be seen in many passages in the Bible. Now, the prophets made thunder against marrying daughters of a strange god, yet the promiscuous Israelites were not deterred, and their leaders were foremost in giving a bad example. Even the first patriarch, Abraham, cohabited with Hagar, an Egyptian, and Joseph married Asenath, who was not only Egyptian, but the daughter of a priest. And Moses married a Midianite, Zipporah, and Samson, the Jewish hero, was a Philistine. King David's mother was a Moabite, and he married a princess of Geshur. As for King Solomon, whose mother was a Hittite, he loved many strange women, including the daughter of Pharaoh, and women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. And so the chronique or chronicles scandalous goes on. They would say chronique scandalos goes on. The Bible also makes it clear that the royal example was imitated by many in high and low, besides the biblical prohibitions of marrying Gentiles exempted female captives in times of war. And there was no shortage of them. And the Babylonian exile did not improve racial purity. Even members of priestly families married Gentile women. In short, at the beginning of the diaspora, the Israelites were already a thoroughly hybridized race in those lands. So, of course, were most historic nations. And the point would not need stressing if it were not for the persistent myth of the biblical tribe having preserved its racial purity throughout the ages. Now, do you see the relationship between the Jews and the Negro? Something else I want to add. We never believed in some matriarch or patriarch bullcrap. But you know how they changed the narrative over here? That the man's sperm meant nothing. Well, that's being debunked now. It means more than anything. Because the man's sperm determines a whole caliber of influences with the woman's egg. The strength, the age, knowledge passed down, talents and skills, even in combat. Do you see the importance? How many of y'all know people who have had babies who have not been jabbed the fuck up by these sadistic doctors in these hospitals? I'm just asking how many people know people who have had home births, don't put them in the education system, have not been jabbed up. These kids is 18, 19 years old, and they are phenomenally strong. And I mean, whoo! I don't even, and you say, if you call them millennial or Z, they'll punch you in your mouth and probably remove your head from your shoulders. I know quite a few. That's why I say you've got to trust the source. And this is the fear to which the enemy is aware of. A little bit more. Another important source of interbreeding were the vast numbers of people. That's right. When they made our women as the main vessel, they came in and married. All right. And the first thing they did was pushed away the man. So that way they could say, oh, the man's genes are unimportant in medicine. The lie. And only the woman's is. So who was your mother? Who was your mother? I hear these little goofy ass Mongols, this Gog and Magog, always talking about who's your mother. Nigga, it's my pops who you need to be focused on. And maybe both of them. Oh, that's the truth. Otherwise, these men having sex with our women Now, how could they come and take our land, this, that, and identities and everything else? Another important source of interbreeding were the vast numbers of people of the most varied races converted to Judaism. Converted. Witnesses to the proselytizing zeal of the Jews of earlier times are the black-skinned Falasha in Abyssinia, the Chinese Jews of Kaifang, who looked like Chinese because they were very dark, the original people, the Xi people, and the Yemenite Jews with their dark olive complexion. You notice how they're all dark? And the Jewish Berber tribes of the Sahara who look like Tuaregs, and so on, down to our prime example of the Khazars. Ashkenaz. I'm gonna stop right there. Like I said, I'm not gonna read a whole lot. I just want to read a little bit. Let me mark this way. Excuse me. Don't be laughing at my shirt. It's not a barber shirt. This is when I used to jam on my little 4-string acoustic. I have tons of these. Maybe it's the Spanish blood in me. I don't know. Do I need a rose and shit? So I'm gonna read those two. Don't worry, we're gonna come back and read them again, so that we can get into a little bit of. Okay, I'm gonna read a little bit for this morning, just to get your glands a little moist. All right, we're gonna get a little the whole pale horse. All right. Well, Mr. Will Cooper, we're gonna get just a little bit, not a whole lot. Okay. I see we had the idiot come back in and hit the like and dislike. Well, you do yourself a favor. Hit it about 20 more times. If you only knew what that does, it helps out a whole lot. Even if you hit the dislike if you want. I appreciate it. Chapter 9, Anatomy of an Alliance. The logic for the New World Order and the glue that binds the lines of power and the consequences. All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke, 1729 to 1797. Listen. All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Again, Edmund Burke. Excellent statement. The reasons for cooperation between opposing forces. I give lectures all over the United States. At some point before, during, or after every lecture, some well-meaning but misguided soul tells me that I have it all wrong, and that it's the Jews, the Catholics, the communists, all the bankers that are the cause of all our ills. Most Jews aren't even aware of the lie of life and the history they live, so be mindful of that and respectful to that too. The target group is blamed for everything that has ever gone wrong. Power over everyone, and everything is always attributed to this group, whichever group it happens to be at that moment to that person. These poor people are on the right track in that there has been and certainly is a conspiracy to bring about a totalitarian world order, and they are completely off track to think that any one ethnic, religious, or financial group alone could ever muster enough power to bring its plan to fruition. One group, you see, would always be opposed by all of the other special interest groups that exist and have always existed throughout history. And that is, unless they were all really the same group, the Illuminati. Or for some reason, they have become unified, the Bilderberg group. And the one group scenario, except for the Illuminati, has been used effectively to divert your attention away from the truth, and it has caused you to fight each other in a manipulation that always leads the real conspiracy closer to its ultimate goal. As I have been stating for the longest time, a new world order, those of you who believe that Hitler, was financed by the Jews so that he could murder Jews, have a serious logical deficit. And the fanatical leftists who tout that it's Nazis behind the conspiracy have ignored the fact that very wealthy Jews are certainly involved, along with many Catholics, Protestants, communists, atheists, capitalists, Freemasons, and so on, all of whom are diametrically opposed to each other, at least on the surface. Those on the right who believe that it is communist forget that U.S. bankers financed the creation of the Soviet Union. Hello. Financial assistance from many different countries, institutions, and peoples of opposing religious and political beliefs have been the only thing that has kept the unworkable communist economy afloat for all the thing of these years, like the Chinese. That's why whenever I go to the gun range and I think about the guy over there and everything he's buying is Chinese made, I'm sitting there going, so we got one of them damn Marines who was a sleeper. He's an officer. He's reserved. And he sees it whenever he sees me. He knows I know, but I don't say nothing. I'm not here to stop him. But to see how foolish. Anyway, bank branch in the Kremlin. And those on the right must also ask why, whenever we have set out to stop communism, the United States has only strengthened communism. No modern war, no matter what it was called, has ever resulted in territorial gain for the winner. It is not because our leaders are communists, as claimed by the right. Excuse me. Communism was a creation meant to function as the antithesis to the United States. And many of our leaders, however, are Illuminati. It was created to keep the people divided and separated. You see the idiots over there fighting now, right? And how many of our people went over there to fight? The dumbasses special forces, like they special. They dumb as fuck too. Sadly, I say that. But I know some good ones who was like, man, what are people going over there for? No, and they see it, they get it. They're like, no. But some people are just stuck. The many faces of the Illuminati and the fact that several unifying reasons for bringing about the New World Order surfaced immediately following World War II. It is possible, however, are real and dangerous, each in its own way, and must be dealt with quickly and thoroughly. Let me mark that. Mark. Anyway, and we will go ahead and we'll finish this one up. These three up tomorrow. Later on, we're going to come back on Republic and those books. But this right here, I just wanted to read. I said, let me go ahead and read that because I know some of you still question that, and a lot of people are apathetic in their ideology and narrative. And some people are bothered because, hey, why you not tell because you don't know me? Because I know what I'm capable of. That's why. Oh, that feels so good. Anyway, I'm letting my beard grow in now that I have it right where I want it. Now I know how it's going to grow. So, yeah. Unless I have to wear that damn mask. It's going to get quick. It's going to get, well, I'm not even worried about gas, but trimmed very quickly. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. We had the 44 minutes. So I call them chameleons on the wild. Yeah. Now, I want to say something. It's a lifestyle. And though the people don't exist as they originally did overseas in certain places, four corners almost, we're the last of the original. Regardless of who married into the family, I always say what I say because dynamically, we're the original regardless. But everybody exists for a purpose. We all came from somewhere. We can't beat up on people because that shows our ignorance. Now, I attack certain things from a certain angle because I think it's more beneficial to help people, but also say baby steps. So what I might be doing today and a week later, I bring the ones who are ignorant in. You beat up on somebody a little bit, but it's not with the intent to really do harm. It's to get the focus. Then when you get the focus and they're actually listening, then you bring clarity. You give them redirection, refocus. That's what I do. Okay? So what you hear me saying right now, yeah, well, don't get it twisted. Not everybody, Khazarian, is Ashkenazi. And not everybody who lived as our ancestors did, who have been manipulated and changed and partook in things they shouldn't, doesn't mean that they don't exist. They're still over there. I've met a number. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Identity theft is big. You know, right now we have, what's that called? Valor. You know, the military veterans. You know, I think there's a law now. You can't go. You know, we got idiots running around talking about their SEALs and they're at the bars and all this other stuff. Or they, you know, Vietnam, MARSOC, or Green Beret, and they ain't none of that shit. Or that they even served and walking around with a uniform on. It's like, nigga, we really don't wear uniforms like that. Now, some of us, when we train, we go to gun range, sometimes because BDUs, we have so many. There's times we just put our shit on because we used to wearing them. We might put the pants on and wear them with Nikes and a sweatshirt or something. But, you know, or we go training, it's because the material is good. The camp, you know, what it's made from, to get dirty and mess up, and you don't want to mess up your clothes up. There's a difference. But when you're walking around trying to get a free meal at, you know, Cracker Barrel or whatever the places that they give them and everything, you're doing a disservice because we know how we move. We look at each other and we know when you're a fraud. All right. So anyway, it's the same thing. If you know that it's a lifestyle and it has nothing to do with religion, but you see how certain people mitigate and move, people stand out. So when I was over in certain places, I used to go up and be like, hey, man, what do you eat? Yeah, what do y'all do in the morning when you wake up? Oh, yeah? Really? So what are you big on wearing? You're not big on synthetics? That's what I thought. You like cotton, right? Wool? Really? How do you feel about shaving? The importance of the hair length, right? Some people say, the man say, yeah, but Red, bro, this is not going to get chopped or cut or nothing. This is going to grow. I shave this for purpose. It's not for you to worry about it. You dig what I'm saying? Now my beard, I can let it come in the way it's supposed to. Get me? Anyway, I appreciate you. Let me shoot you guys out. Let me get the hell up off of here. Sit back and drink my damn tea. I'm going to count too. Mikey Hill, what's going on? Let's do your name. I got you, baby girl. DJ, yeah, I already hit you up. You got it. You know it. I know. Is this so messed up, right? Yeah, man. I don't know why he ain't even come over here, but he might be asleep. Well, he should be up. He's probably working on something. Maybe. JR, what's cracking, brother? What's going on, beloved? Excuse me. Mostly trader ass niggas in my cans. Cannabis traders and those. Yeah, exactly. I cut them loose real quick. They come over and watch videos and stuff, man. I don't care. I got my bio-leak. They come and watch. I don't hate them. See, people think I hate them. No, I despise their actions and how they move. Alicia, what's going on, beloved? I just have an issue when people are in their ignorance and they don't want to rise above the occasion. You know, my aunt right now, she's doing her damn bucket list. Bucket list should get your fucking ass together and be like grandma and get the family back together and get on your ancestral traits and stop this Africa bullshit, black, red, and green. It's no dismay to my brothers in Africa. No, that place they want to call, I call Lower Ethiopia. No, I don't give a fuck. They some round-headed motherfuckers. We know they come from Ham or whatever the fuck for those of us who have a dialect or something and without a narrative to push. They're not us, but those still are relatives. I don't give a fuck how you want to look at it, people. All right? No hate. The shit they've had to put up and all our people went over there and mingled with them is the same thing, okay? And they always talking about the Hindus, 1.something billion, the Chinese. Well, if there's damn near 8 billion people, well, how much do you think niggas make up on this goddamn planet? Because the pale skins don't make up that much. This is what I'm talking about. The illusion. So I'm not here to cut any of them the fuck off. All right? People need to, hey, yeah. And y'all can donate. It ain't going to kill you a couple of dollars, you know. I do have a lot of books, and I ain't going to show you all the books. Y'all might see it and be like, let me get that book too. No. I like to read, so I'm reading, motherfuckers. That's what I do. It could be different. I said they're paying me to read, motherfuckers, because I'm about to look. I'm about to really go all in this reading thing, and this all this talking I'm doing is about to shut the fuck down, because I've had enough. Because I'm sounding kind of political when I watch my videos. Sometimes I go back to see it, I'm like, oh damn, Red. And I don't want to sound political, but I need you motherfuckers to wake up out your little goddamn comas. Yeah. Great Wealth, what's going on? Tell mama I said what's hacking, what's cracking. Anyway, let me get off of here. Number of respect and love. All right. Appreciate you guys coming around. I don't know what's wrong with everybody else. You say something that might be steeped in truth, and motherfuckers get an issue. I can't do nothing with your issue. That's like a woman. If you get your period, I'll remove myself. or you be with the sisters, you go into them places. That's why men, when you have a place, you're supposed to build a place for the women on the menstrual to get together, because that is an unclean time. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, love y'all, because it's death. We're supposed to be living. We're supposed to live forever, actually, people. Let that hit your head. And if we choose to give it up, it's to return, but the knowledge of where to return is not there. Why? Because it's been stolen, per se. Hey, Joshua. You're fine, brother. I'm getting off. We're at 50 minutes. But I love y'all. See y'all in a little bit.